We have all these issues. Gavin Newsom's talking about right here. Let's play this.
We can sit there and say thoughts and prayers, or we can look in the mirror and say, this is the price, I guess, of whatever. Fill in the blank. Freedom. This is the price. I get freedom. Freedom from what? To have your kid only do 6 or 7 drills to hide under the desk each and every year as opposed to 2 or 3? Freedom from what? Having complete vulnerability, being anywhere in a crowd, dancing with a loved one, a New Year's Eve, Lunar New Year? I mean, what kind of freedom is that? What kind of expression of support for public safety is that? You don't believe in public safety. Remember when our children last year, it was good and you didn't do a damn thing. Congress is sitting on its butt. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious. AP courses for deeper understanding. I mean, what is going on in this country? We can sit there and say thoughts and prayers, or we can look in the mirror and say, this is the price, I guess, of whatever. Fill in the blank. Freedom. This is the price. I get freedom. Freedom from what? To have your kid only do 6 or 7 drills to hide under the desk each and every year as opposed to 2 or 3? Freedom from what? Having complete vulnerability, being anywhere in a crowd, dancing with a loved one, New Year's Eve, Lunar New Year? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of expression of support for public safety is that? You don't believe in public safety. The #1 death for children last year was gun related, and you didn't do a damn thing. Congress is sitting on its butt. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious. AP courses for deeper understanding. I mean, what is going on in this?
What the hell is going on in this country? I don't know how sincere Gavin Newsom is, but I have to ask that same question. What the hell is going on in this country? I saw, Australia had a mass shooting and they did something about it. Another country had a mass shooting and they did something about it. And you look at the numbers and then the shootings went down. United States is just steadily going up. Give me a sec. I think I have a kind of sums this up.
Another mass shooting claiming lives in California. The latest in San Francisco yesterday when a gunman opened fire, killing 7 people.
That shooting coming just 48 hours after 11 people were killed while celebrating the Lunar New Year at a dance studio in Monterey Park, California. Across the country, there have been 39 mass shootings just this year.
And now President Biden is calling for action on gun violence. CBS 4 anchor Naja Sherman joins us live with the latest. Naja?
Lauren and Elliot, California is reeling from the series of shootings that have claimed 19 lives just since Saturday. They happened at a ballroom, 2 farms, and a gas station.
Police in Half Moon Bay, just south of San Francisco, say they don't know why a lone gunman targeted 8 of his coworkers at 2 agricultural businesses Monday night, killing 7 of them.
All the evidence we have right now points to a workplace violence incident.
Investigators say 66-year-old Chung Lee Zhao worked at one of the farms and that he used a legally purchased semi-automatic handgun in the incidents.
There were no specific indicators that would have led us to believe that he was capable of something like this, and he was not known to us.
Police tackled and arrested the suspect after he drove himself to the police station. The LA County coroner has now identified all 11 people killed in that shooting, including 68-year-old Valentino Alvaro. His family says he loved people and his community and was the life of any party. Studio owner Mingwei Ma and Mei Mei Nan, whose family says she loved to dance, also died. Investigators are still trying to determine why the elderly Asian suspect targeted the dance studio. Police say he took his own life as they approached a van hours after the killings. And late Monday, 1 person died and at least 7 others were injured at a shooting at a gas station in Oakland.
The U.S. has now had more mass shootings in 2023 than at this point in any other year on record. And that's according to the Gun Violence Archive. President Joe Biden reacted to the latest mass shooting, calling on Congress to act quickly and ban. CBS 4 News.
I don't know if banning assault weapons is the answer. Did they use assault weapons in each one of those shootings? That would be the question I ask. But, you know, there's definitely a problem, and it's definitely something that needs to be dealt with. And it's a damn culture, you know, it's a culture issue. It's crazy. It's super crazy. Like, you guys don't care? It's like, well, my cold dead hands, you know, you to take my gun by my cold dead hands. So what is the price? What is the price of you having your gun? Is you know, and then there's like the you have to have the good guy to stop the bad guy with the gun, you know? So, you know, what about how the other countries deal with this stuff? Do we ever even look at that? You know? And the results that they get? You know, we don't care about that, right? You know, we want it to be the Wild Wild West down here, and it's just the cost of doing business, so we can all have our gun, whatever gun we want, easy access. They've been making it easier and easier to buy guns too, younger ages. Let me see this one.
These latest of mass shootings kicking off 2023.
Yeah, we're diving deeper into this. WPTV's Matt Cessny looking into the numbers and why it may be happening. Matt.
Jay, Shannon, must have been an easy answer, but the frequency of these mass shootings is alarming. Already more than there have been days in the new year.
We've seen a spike in the last week. So I can say that we bumped up about 25% this week.
Mark Bryant would know these things. His website, the Gun Violence Archive, tracks all sorts of gun violence around the country. And this month, the data points to 39 mass shootings this month. Shootings where 4 or more have been at least injured. 5 of the shootings have been in Florida, including the Martin Luther King Day shooting in Fort Pierce that left 1 dead and 7 injured.
It really boils down to simple math. More people have more guns. The guns are capable of carrying 30, 60, 100 round magazines. So it's really boiling down to math. You know, more people with more guns, more anger.
Anger is one thing Bryant points to when looking for underlying reasons.
It's becoming a concern.
Criminologist and author Dr. Debbie Goodman in Miami says gunmen may also be spurred on by other shootings.
For me as a criminologist, they are very purposeful, and sometimes it's enough of a tipping point, if you will, as you mentioned, when they do see others who have done it.
And that leaves many struggling with a violent first month and wonder where it all leads.
I do believe strongly as a criminologist that we should be always mindful daily of safety, security, and survival.
And that really is likely the effect this may be having on all of us. The thought now that this can happen anytime and anywhere. Live in West.
Anytime or anywhere. Threat level red. It's scary. It really is. It makes you not want to go out anywhere. I mean, I don't care even if you do have a gun, you might not be able to pull it fast enough. You might just get popped by some guy who's on the rooftop who has a scope. How are you going to use your gun against that guy? What is the answer, you guys? What do y'all have? What solutions do y'all have to this? You know, if taking your gun, if fewer guns is not the answer, then what is it? What is the answer? How do you fix this? You're going to say, oh, we're just supposed to, teach each other better, teach people about gun safety, the focus on the culture, what answers do y'all have? What do y'all say? What do you think? The caption, it says, it's been a violent start to the new year in the United States with more mass shootings than days that have occurred so far. Let's read some comments. I'm personally having a really good, positive 2023, despite how everyone is so miserable, killing each other. I hope my year will keep going well and stay bright. Yeah, well, hopefully you don't go to a gas station or a ballroom or a grocery store and have to deal with something like this. Hopefully you won't. Hopefully none of us will, but the threat is there. So I guess pack your pistol or your AR-15 and keep it in your back seat of your car or whatever, just in case. Let me read some more. It says, blame the agent, not the object. Anything else is illogical, and you would not want that thinking applied to, say, automobiles. Also, has anyone even considered that maybe, just maybe, there's a link between people snapping and a couple of years of horrible policy surrounding the Kung flu, record level inflation, and an ever more authoritarian and tyrannical government? But no, extreme stress has never led to violence. I agree with you there. I agree with you that, people are angry and people are stressed. The inflation, we just came through a pandemic, so forth and so on. But still, there's a whole bunch of guns out there. So if these people didn't have the access to these guns, it would be fewer shootings, period, regardless of how angry they are, and like I always like to bring up, like I want to say it's in the UK, they don't have mass shootings. There's other countries, they don't have mass shootings, bro. It don't happen. It doesn't happen at all. You think that those people aren't angry about things? Europe is going through crazy inflation right now. I haven't heard of a mass shooting over there. Let me read some more. It says, and they all are occurring in areas with strictest guns laws around. Another comment, it says, beginning of civil unrest in America. It's what happens when a country begins to seriously decline. 2020 was just a precursor. America may very well end up a third world country. This idea is nothing new to the prepper community. They've been seeing the signs and talking about it for years now, but everyone just wanted to keep going business as usual. Everything comes full circle. The hatred and corruption can only go so long before breaking points are reached. Want my advice? Get as far away from the cities as your circumstances can allow. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably pretty damn good advice. But again, everybody can't really do that. Everybody doesn't have a bunker, and then that bunker is not gonna save you when you go to the grocery store. It's not gonna save you when you go to a concert or you go to Las Vegas or something. So then there goes again, threat level red. So just don't live your life at all. Live as a hermit. Don't go outside. Don't go anywhere. Just sit inside and watch your propaganda television programs and have as many bullets and store up a bunch of canned food. So that's the answer. That's the answer. That's the only answer you have. Could there be some other answers? Another one, it says spike in government created plants. Oh my God, there goes the conspiracy theory. So all of these people were planted by the government to do mass shootings so that they could come and take your guns away. That's what it is, right? These they're all false flags, right? They're all false flags just so that government could come take your guns away. The people didn't even die, really. They were actors. Let me read some more. It says, if higher capacity magazines existed before January 23, how does he figure they explain the current uptick in shootings? I think it's more about the shooter. Also, where can I buy a 100-round mag for my 9mm? So he says, I think it's more about the shooter. I think you're right. It is more about the shooter, but the shooter has these guns, okay? So the shooter can't be a shooter without the guns, okay? It's really freaking simple, okay? So what do? They're just like the Asian dude. They said he was a regular dude. He's an old guy, he wasn't on their radar or nothing. Like, he just randomly did this act, right? So how do we protect ourselves from that, Anthony Duffy? How do we protect ourselves from some random shooter? What do we do about that? What do we do about controlling random shooters? You know, it's more about the shooter. Okay, so what do we do about it? How do we protect ourselves from that? More guns? Let me read some more. It says, it's my firm belief that guns don't hurt people, people hurt people. I would rather advocate for the right for good people to protect themselves than to limit good people to their access to protection, because no matter what restrictions or laws place on gun ownership, criminals will always find a way to get their hands on firearms. And this is an argument that they always make right here. You know, and it's fairly plausible, saying that, you know, if it's illegal for the guns, the criminals are going to be the only ones with the guns, the criminals in the government. I get you. But again, let's look at the other countries and what they did to deal with this. What did they do? How did they get to the point where they don't have mass shootings? How did they do that? Okay. And, you know, protecting yourself, you know, your mind is your tool. Your mind is the greatest tool that you have. That's how you protect yourself. You know, I know sometimes, you know, okay, you can't shoot a bullet with your mind. I get it. I get it. But if there's freaking, everybody has guns, you know, there's too many guns. I know y'all don't agree with me on this. It's whatever. Because we're brainwashed. We're brainwashed here in the United States. You know, the part that I have a hard time arguing with is the part that if the government is tyrannical, then how do you protect yourself from the government? Now, that part is tough, right? So maybe have some guns stashed somewhere just in case, you know, they try to come and, you know, do what they do. But as far as regular folks running around with a million guns, you know, some dude just have a bad day and decide to off a bunch of people. That shouldn't be an option, man. Like, we're moving into the future. What kind of world do we want to live in the future? You know, where we're worried about our kids when they go to school. You know, we're worried about going to the grocery store. You know, we can't all live in a bunker. That's not a viable answer. And just having a gun is not a viable answer, because if the shooter could have a drop on you, buddy, he might be a better shot than you. He might have more bullets. He might have body armor. He might have better training. Let me read some more. It says, well, if our country would punish the people appropriately instead of trying to blame inanimate objects, that would help. Okay, so taking them to jail, that's what you mean by punishing them properly? So taking them to jail or whatever? I don't know. What? Giving them the electric chair? Okay, that's fine. That doesn't help the people they already killed. How do you know? You can't punish them before they did the crime. How do you prevent this from happening? Let me read some more. It says, it is the time of the end, the last of the last days. Jesus said it will be this way during his presence, Matthew 24:37. For just as the days of Noah were, so the presence of Son of Man will be. Why did he compare his presence to the days of Noah? Because the days of Noah were filled with violence, just as they are today. Genesis 6:11-13. Another comment, it says, tons of reasons that make people do these horrific things, and everyone in the world doesn't address any of it nor try to change things. They just blame it on our Second Amendment. Not none of the world, buddy. The United States is the place that has these freaking mass shootings all the time. This is not happening everywhere else in the Western countries, you know, in the developed countries, you know, in the civilized countries. This is not happening in the other ones, buddy. Do your research on that. Why is it happening here? Okay? That's what you need to ask yourself. Why are we the ones afraid to go to the grocery store? Another comment, it says, the reason why, because people are losing their minds. The news and social media make huge contributions to this issue. Times are getting harder and harder, and no one knows how to fix it. Banning things will not fix it. Preventions will not fix it. The crime needs to be punished more harshly, and people need to report signs What you are looking at is a society who doesn't care anymore. I would agree with most of what you're saying, except for you saying banning would not fix it. How do you know that? Have you tried that? What has been the results? I mean, you don't know that that's true. You don't know that that's true. Do you have any evidence to support that? Have you seen a situation where they banned the guns and there were still mass shootings? Where's your evidence to support your argument? It says so much gun control laws aimed at law-abiding citizens. Apparently that wasn't the problem. Go figure. So law-abiding citizens, they're not law-abiding citizens once they shoot people. But like the Asian dude they was just showing, apparently he was a law-abiding citizen all the way up until the point where he apparently lost it. Another comment that says blame media and government. Another comment that says, bro, we have so many crazy people here. Maybe if we cared about mental health and did not give guns to everyone, then maybe stuff like this would not happen. Bruh, that's the best comment I've read so far. He said, we have so many crazy people here. Check. Maybe if we cared about mental health, we don't, and did not give guns to everyone, that's what I'm saying, then maybe stuff like this would not happen. I want to post that comment. Mental health is definitely a freaking issue. It's related to all of the stuff that's going on. It's related to the homelessness. You know, we don't want to put money into this stuff. We'd rather just make profits. We'd rather just make sure the CEOs is getting paid a lot. We'd rather just give subsidies to the damn corporations. We'd rather just bail out the rich and make them not have to pay no fucking taxes while they freaking living off of the subsidies they're getting from the government. You know, one of the issues I do have with this is how what they call as a mass shooting, it's like a mass shooting and then nobody died. How is it a mass shooting if nobody died? I think the definition of mass shooting is a problem, because that may be an issue right there where it's saying that there's so many more mass shootings, maybe because of the flexibility of the definition of mass shooting. And maybe that could be on a political side. Again, threat level red. Keep everybody scared, and that's how you control people. It's really simple. Everybody's scared to death. It's easy to control a scared, dumbed down freaking society. And that's what the hell we are. And propagandized and lied to. Brainwashed. Radicalized, if you will. Let me see. The numbers are crazy with the mass shootings. Y'all can't say that it's not like a problem. It's like, so what do we do? What are the solutions? It's all you're talking about is what are not the solutions. Taking our guns away is not the solution. Okay, well, what is the solution then? What is the solution? Check this post right here. It says, 6 secrets of highly successful people: own property, extract surplus value from working class who must sell their labor to survive, buy politicians, control the media, control the education system, rely on the state to enforce the social hierarchy with violence. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the state that's doing these mass shooting violence.